Punching power and the building blocks of punching power. It can be improved, okay? I usually have a reluctance in the gym to focus too much on power punching, if you like. And I'll tell you why. If you get the shot technically right, if you get all of the components technically right, the shot will be as powerful as it can be. There is such a thing as trying too hard, of really forcing the shot out to overload on, or load up on power, and you tend to lose the technical accuracy of the punch itself, and faults creep in and can often cause more harm than good. However, for this video I'm going to talk you through 5 building blocks of punching power and how you can work to improve them, okay? Improve the punching power. And so what is power punching, or punching power? Well, I'll just call it the ability to hurt, stun, or even KO the opponent. Some people are naturally heavy hitters. Some guys, some boxers just simply knock people out. They are natural power punchers. The rest of us may not be, but you can still do things to improve it, improve your capability. Now, I want to give you a little equation here. Now look, I've written articles about this in the past, an article, and don't get too caught up on the equation and whether it's a real world physics equation, okay? The article I wrote on this, we ended up with, you know, guys really getting quite upset and heated about the scientific inaccuracies of an equation I put together. You know, look, if you're the emeritus professor of quantum physics at MIT, then I'll apologise up front. I am not a scientist. I am not skilled in that area. Same as if you're, you know, professor of physics at Oxford University. Try and look beyond the fact that I'm not a science professor. I'm a boxing trainer and a boxing coach, and I believe that the equation I'm about to give you gives you a framework for you to think about how to improve your power punching. Okay, so let's get that sort of out the way right away. This is not about the academic accuracy of what I'm teaching here in a scientific sense. It's about effective boxing coaching. Okay, so we'll leave it there. Right, on to our 5 building blocks. Number 1, technique. Number 1 most important aspect of, sorry, let's get back to that equation for a moment. I'm so busy in a defensive pattern, I've got to tell you what it is. Power punching equals mass, weight, multiplied by velocity or speed. Okay? The heavier something is and the faster it's travelling, in my simple mind, the more impact, more force it lands with. Okay? So that's the way I like to think of it. If you can improve the weight behind the shot, or the mass of the shot, and the speed at which it travels, or even acceleration, even though I know that's a slightly different thing, then you are likely to have that shot land with more force. But also, let's remember here, power punching is not just about the force the shot lands with. Sometimes shots that aren't as heavy can knock people out, believe me. Okay, we'll get onto that in a moment. Okay, so that's that done, that little equation, keep that in your mind. Number 1, technique. First and foremost, most important aspect of it all. Okay, I've seen short, light guys knock big fellas straight on the seat of their pants because they throw better shots more accurately and more powerful. A technically excellent shot in the first instance has more probability of landing because there are no telltale signs that it's coming. Okay, a technically excellent shot maximizes the amount of mass put behind the shot, maximizes every ounce of your body weight. A technically precise shot has the speed because there's lots of explosive drive from the feet in order to deliver the shot. And finally, if you throw a technically excellent shot and you do miss, you don't go off balance, you don't fall. Too often when people try and put power in the punch, if the shot misses, they can almost spin round on their feet, okay? It's power under control. Technique, make sure every punch you throw, technically excellent. Secondly, then you can work on improving the speed. And there's ways you can do this, 4 or 5 ways that you can improve your speed. It's about fast twitch muscle fibre. It's about doing solid exercises. Look, if a car's travelling at 60 mile an hour and it hits you, you've got far less chance of surviving than if it's travelling at 30 miles an hour and it hits you. Faster, more force that it lands with. And there's also the old adage that the boxing community, it's the punch that you don't see that knocks you out. And that's true, because the brain, in my experience, can see the shot coming. You can slightly pull your head away from the direction of the shot. If you don't see the shot coming, none of that happens. Your brain doesn't set itself for that impact, and you're more likely to suffer the consequences. Okay? So do exercises in the gym that help improve speed in the mind, speed in the body. Number 3 then is timing. And this is really about timing the shot so that it lands cleanly and can actually use the weight of the opponent's own body mass against them. Okay? So timing is about increasing the force involved in the contact between your fist and the opponent. Okay? It's tied in with technique. You think about it, even if an opponent, this is why I coach very strongly that when you throw a jab, you don't lean forward with the punch, okay? Because if you lean forward with the jab and you overstretch, my body weight's going forward, you see it's lifted up off the back leg, goes forward, and any incoming shot, my body weight is moving towards it and therefore adding mass to it. And it doesn't need to be a lot, okay? If you lean forward with that jab and a punch comes the other way, you are certainly adding more to the shot. And interestingly, the old phrase ring rust. Ring rust is about a lack of timing, because I can hit heavy bags, I can go on pads and all of that kind of stuff. But those things have a predictability of movement. You kind of know where it's going to go and where it's going to land. A real live person does not have that predictability. So ring rust is about shaking off that inability to do the predictive work and to understand the flows and the movements within the boxing ring and get your punches synced in with that again. Number 4 then is strength training. Good punching or powerful punching uses specific muscle groups, okay? So we're talking about muscle groups in the calf, front of the legs, the quads, okay, up through the buttocks, up through the back, shoulders and chest, triceps, forearms for hooks. Okay? So do strength work focusing on those specific muscle groups. Okay? Build up the muscle endurance and the overall strength, and you'll see an improvement in power of the shot landing. Finally then, on that one interestingly, is the ton-up. So the ton-up is a set of exercises that I and lots of other coaches all over the world, I'm sure, use at the end of the session, end of a boxing session, and they tend to focus very much, all of the exercises that you do tend to focus very much on those muscle groups. So it's not just sadism that the reason we hammer those type of circuits through boxers at the end of a session. It's about building muscle endurance and improving punch power. Finally then is about flexibility. And this is about increasing the range of movement, okay? The flexibility, the amount of leverage that you can get into shots. If your body is more supple, more flexible, then that improves, reduces the risk not only of injury, but also improves punch power, just because of your ability to drive in more leverage and therefore build mass into that equation. Okay, so there's 5 building blocks of punching power. If you can focus on improving those, your general overall ability to land more powerful punches or punches with greater force will be significantly improved. Okay? I'll leave it there.